Welcome everyone to the last session of today. Tomorrow there's actually going to be even more pitching sessions, 6 from 9 a.m. To 3:20. So also tune in for that tomorrow, just letting you know. Okay, so this particular session will be mostly about sustainability and clean tech. So let me welcome our judges. We've got here Wesley Dang from IndieBio, Gergo Gulias from Startup Campus, Andrew Parish from IDLF Investment Fund, and David Polach from JNT Ventures. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Hi. So I think that we are ready for our first startup of this session. Let's see. Okay, you're here. Can you share your screen?
Yep.
Lefteris?
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay, I think you can see my
We can
screen.
see your
Great.
presentation. Just let me set the clock to 3 minutes. Just 1 second. Okay, I'm ready. So if you're ready, you can start.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lefteris, and I'm the co-founder of Cards, a mobile application for electric vehicle drivers. 1 year ago, I made my first long trip with a battery electric car. Then, I realized that I had to register myself in 9 different apps to charge my battery. Each charge point operator requires separate registration and payment method, making the customer experience cumbersome. There is also lack of remote resolution of any technical issue. And after the end of the trip, I could not accept that all drivers who want to go from one place to another and charge their vehicle while on the go should have downloaded those 9 apps to register, find, and use the nearest charging station. So the lockdown came, and I started hustling for research. The total available market was considered to be more than $150 billion by the end of the year. In addition, 3 million charge points are needed in European countries to reach the target of 35 million EVs. Apart from that, electricity grids are not ready for the mass adoption of electric vehicles, and the utilities will be unable to service the whole country's demand. Since I had an operational background, I needed to find the best guy who would help me with the technical stuff. Thankfully, Peter, my former colleague at that period, joined this idea. So we decided to build a product that will let drivers register once, enjoy a seamless charging experience, and have peace of mind. Secondly, users can opt to charge at half speed or on full load in another time frame at a lower cost. Therefore, our intelligent algorithms use the remaining power capacity for grid balancing and help the local electricity providers. The business model is simple. Every time a driver wants to charge their car, payment will be processed based on the consumed electricity. We then collect a fee that is being deducted from the operator's bill. To summarize, Cards is a first mover in South and Southeast Europe, building a solution that will minimize both operators and drivers' impact. There's a strong market validation with a simple transaction-driven model. Plus, we can penetrate in multiple countries and thrive. Finally, we're a diverse team with long-standing relations. Peter and I were working together in another startup for 3 years, and each one of us has his own specialization. Today, we have already raised some money from angel investors. This helped us connect with more than 8,000 charging points and launch our MVP in 2 countries, where 140 unique drivers are using the app. Later this year, Car Team is going to fundraise a seed round. Our vision is to become the largest e-mobility service provider in the Southern, Southeast, and Eastern Europe. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We can go straight to the Q&A. That was perfectly in time. I'm starting the clock. Are there any questions from our judges who'd like to start?
Yes, I have one, if I can. So can you please introduce your team a little bit? You mentioned your friend, but I cannot recall any others.
Yeah, we're 2 co-founders, Peter and I. We were working together in another startup. Peter is focused on the development. He's the CTO, and I'm basically working on the partnership and operations. There are 3 more full-time employees in development, marketing, and operation support. We just started a few months ago.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question, Lefterius? Why are you limiting your vision to South and Southeastern Europe?
Well, as I mentioned, we are a first mover in Southeast Europe, and we want to grab the opportunity of penetrating and getting, a bigger amount, a bigger percentage of the market. However, there are possibilities to penetrate in Western and Northern countries of Europe as well.
I have a question. So basically, if I understand correctly, your solution is a platform for the already built charging stations, right? And
Yes.
Okay, so basically, the customer will come in, he will register once with you, and he can use basically any platform he's connected to your solution, any charging point.
Yeah, there's no option to download any other application. All charging points are implemented into our map, and the drivers can charge anywhere, anytime.
Okay. Do you need any kind of cooperation from the owners of the charging points? Do they need to let you, put an API or how this? I mean, is it necessary to actually them to cooperate with you or not?
That's a very nice question. Actually, we do not cooperate directly with the owners of the charging station, but we cooperate with the operators, with the network providers that sold the hardware per se to its property owner. So we get access technically to the whole network.
Okay, that I understand. And then basically, then you are deducting your fee, your cut from the final bill. And that's kind of okay with the provider, with the guy who owns the charging point.
Exactly.
Okay. And how much do you take, in percentage?
It depends on the contract. There are some contracts that might get up to 15%, but normally the percentage is between 8 to 12%.
Do you think that this is kind of sustainable for them, or do you think that once you get you're gonna get the volume, you will have to pay less percent, get less percent?
Well, since we invest a huge amount in marketing and we get the customers directly to their charging stations, it's a win-win for both of us. Additionally, we provide the solution of smart charging and helping them to reduce their costs by giving the opportunity to the drivers to select another time frame in order to avoid the consumption loads.
Okay. I mean, I like the solution. The only thing I would be a bit concerned whether you're able to get the whole market, because I mean, all the charging points. So it's being efficient. You will need to get it to kind of become the player number one in this area.
I'm really sorry, but I missed the first part of your question.
I believe that you would have to get the whole market, the biggest percentage of the market, to actually this be successful, because so it works.
Yeah, the target is to get the 100% of the network on each country that we penetrate in.
Okay.
I have a follow-up question to that. So if the market is incredibly fragmented, as you say, and it is easy to start an alliance to provide that value proposition to the drivers, why have people not started the alliances themselves already? Like, why haven't one operator network not joined forces with another operator network?
If I understand correctly,
I'm really sorry, Lefteris, but you'll have to address this question in the inside Hopin, okay? So log into Hopin and let everyone know. I'm sorry, I know because you cannot see the clock, but thank you for the question, Wesley. We need to move on to the second startup of this session.
Wesley, sorry, so, I will shut up next time. Sorry.
No worries.
No worries. He will let us know, just in a different way. Hello. Space Alloy Startup is going to pitch next. So can you share your screen?
Yes. Okay, here we are.
Let's wait a second. I think it's still loading. We cannot see it for now.
Okay.
Maybe
can you let me know when it's loaded?
For now,
Okay,
we cannot see it.
I'll try again.
You're choosing
Okay.
the application, right? Okay, now we have something.
Here we go.
Yes, we can see it.
Hello. Okay.
Start.
Shall I
Feel
start?
free to start.
Okay. Hello, I'm Hourieh. I'm the founder of Space Alloy. We are a core team of 5, consisting of a nano engineer, a quantum physicist, software engineer, and a chemist, and myself. So I'll take you to 1880, when Curie brothers have discovered something called piezoelectricity in various crystals. So what's piezoelectricity? They found that when you applied pressure onto certain crystals, they generated an electric field, which was a marvelous discovery that was done 150 years ago. Nowadays, it is widely used in sensors, speakers, lighters, transducers. However, if it's so good, why we haven't seen it everywhere? Well, that's because it has some issues. It often produces small current, it is very brittle, it's lead-based and very hazardous, and it's very costly to produce. So, how are we tackling these issues? We are using quantum molecular modeling, which are the equations you see on the right, and combined with nanoengineering to design the space alloy. We have used graphene-based molecules. Graphene is the most conductive and the strongest molecule on Earth, so it was a no-brainer. And we are using leadless molecules. We took the most advanced piezo materials and made them leadless, hence not harmful. And we have a layered structure for maximum durability. But we are a COVID company, and we have done it in a 50-year-old lab with a small kitchen oven and a hydraulic press, basically in a small kitchen. And ladies and gentlemen, our star, Space Alloy. So this is 0.3 grams heavy. It generates 1 volt per 1 Newton force. And as you can see, it's as big as my nail. And we plan to sell it for 100 euros per 1 gram at 60% margin. What are we going to do with Space Alloy? So we want to insert Space Alloy initially into drones, because right now drones cannot go very far away due to their flight duration. They can only fly 30 minutes. So we want to put Space Alloy in it to make drones generate their own electricity as they go along to double the flight duration. But why drones? In a recent research that was done, it has been shown that if delivery markets use drones, they could save up to 70% of their costs, and drones would have 20% of the market share of the deliveries. These are some examples of companies trying to create efficient delivery drones, as you can see. You might know a few. And our next step, we want to produce Space Alloy using inkjet printers, so that it's cheap to manufacture and we could manufacture it in a large-scale production. And if you don't know, we haven't accepted any investments yet, so it has been all very cheap kitchen production till now. And our next steps are, we are currently raising 2,000 euros to print Space Alloy, and by printing, we believe that we can increase 1 volt to 5 volts per Newton, and we want to beta test our product. Thank you.
Thank you. We are already in a Q&A session. We've got over 3 minutes to go. So who'd like to start with the questions?
I'll start. So when you put it on the drone, aren't you only producing the force as it goes up and down? Because isn't the force a constant thing, and you're only generating electricity through the oscillation of forces? Isn't that correct?
That is a good question. So on a propeller, the total change in pressure is always constant. But we want to use the vibrations generated by the propellers. Also, we're planning to put it underneath the shaft of the propellers. So we have a mechanism that as the propellers turn, it applies a pressure onto rings of space alloy. So it's like a ring, and it goes through like this, and it generates electricity via that. And also we want to essentially cover the drone's bottom with space alloy to utilize the vibrations as it vibrates a little.
Hi, Huri. Can I ask what what is the comparative output of your space alloy versus a traditional piezo ceramic device? So if you're producing 1 volt per gram now, what is the state of the art?
So we're producing 0.1 volt per 0.3 grams right now. Usually it is, well, in the lead ceramics, it is around 10 volts, but they have a molecule called PVDF. It doesn't work in a small scale, but when you put it to a 4 to 6 centimeter material, it can produce 40 volts. However, it does not generate any current. So when you put current producing materials on top of it, the voltage decreases.
Okay, thanks.
Can I ask regarding the IP status? So who owns the IP in this case, or what kind of intellectual property you have? Is it any patent around it, or?
No, unfortunately, not at the moment. But yesterday we did our first meeting with a lawyer to get it patented across Europe.
Thank you.
I have a question. Did you already talk with some of your customers? I mean, possible customers. What is their opinion on it? I mean, you know, drone manufacturers.
So far, we've only talked to a few. We talked to Boeing, and they said they were very interested to test it when we're at the beta stage, because it sounds too good to be true, to be honest. So hopefully, we will send them some of our space alloy, and they could try with their motors and propellers.
Okay.
Last 10 seconds. Would you like to add something, Korea?
No, thank you for having me.
Thank you for
Thank you for joining. Okay, so in this case, feel free to go to Hopin platform and network. And now we'll be joined by Anna. No, not Anna, sorry. So there was probably some change of plans. Hello, Vadim.
Yes.
And
Hello,
Arnox,
everyone.
that's the correct order. So I'm setting the clock to 3 minutes, but we also need your presentation. Okay.
Okay.
Super, go full screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Feel free to
hello,
start.
everyone. Okay, thanks. My name is Vadim Radzivil. I'm a CEO of Arnox company. We are developing innovative IoT solutions for smart city and telecom companies in field of air quality. The problem of air pollution is significantly increasing worldwide. Nowadays, there is a big gap between existing traditional technologies and up-to-date solutions which are used to control air pollution. Our solution, this is platform Digital Air. Digital Air helps city, government bodies, and industries to control, reduce, and prevent air pollution using high-density air monitoring networks, powerful analytics, and professional consulting. Our solution is perfect combination of price and quality that guarantee stable data of high accuracy that can be used by government to manage efficiently problem areas to minimize social and economic impact and risk. We are constant process of deep R&D to make product the best on the market. Our smart team has all necessary skills in hardware and software development, as well in chemistry, physics, and ecology fields. it allowed us to create equipment that was successfully tested in the laboratory and passed excellent field test. Our solution was implemented in commercial large-scale project on air quality monitoring and made a revenue around $1 million last year. Our main distribution partners is telecom companies and system integrators for smart city projects. Mobile operators can take a new role and deliver a new air quality solution and services for different customer segments. Our main goal for this year is to gain to a foothold in European market. We have already registered a company in Poland and are in process of people hiring. We are going to organize production and laboratory in Poland. For this aim, we are looking for R&D partners, sales partners, and smart investments. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We can move on straight to Q&A. Are there any questions?
Yeah. Andrew, please ask.
Okay, I'll jump in. Vadim, you mentioned kind of your route to market is with telecom providers and I presume utility companies. What companies are you in touch with at the moment? Are you developing in collaboration with any large companies? And I suppose the question is, what confidence do you have that this is a viable route to market?
Okay, this moment we work with A1, it's Austria Telecom. In Belarus, we have a project, and maybe this year we start a pilot project in Bulgaria. Then we work with Rostelecom in Russia. This is one of biggest telecom company in Russia, and MTS. And we work with a few more small telecom company in Asia. It's like in Uzbekistan and other. But we and of course we have a connection with GSMA. GSMA, maybe you know, it's GSM association of all biggest operators, and the GSMA help us because they show how mobile operators and telecom company can make business on this data. And how I show our business model, we come to city, yes, and we come with telecom company because telecom company have a good infrastructure. I mean voltage and transfer data, and they help. And we not sell devices or some just software. We sell a service for city. City don't need to invest in devices or some capital cost. They just pay service, but they write with telecom company a few years contract. Yep.
Okay, thanks.
I have a question regarding this topic. So basically, how do you split your revenues, with the telco company?
Around I think around half split. Yeah, because telecom invest at first stage. They invest in our hardware and software, and we customize our solution for each customer, because every city, every customer, this not just cities. I mean some industries, yeah, factory, plants, ports, airports. They have some systems, and we help to integrate our solution to those systems. Yeah, around, but every project unique, but I think half of revenue be.
20 seconds to go. Just letting you know.
Okay. Yeah, please. If you, I write my email. If you have some questions or you want to ask something, please write me.
Okay. So make sure to do it as well in the Hopin platform, because that's where everybody is. We are here in sort of a backstage, so just letting you know, make sure to go to Hopin. So thanks a lot for your pitch, Vadim.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now we will move to Zbigniew. Yes, you're here with us. Perfect. You're on mute. Please unmute. Zbigniew, can you hear us? Hello, Zbigniew.
He doesn't hear us.
Yeah, I think so. So maybe we should change the order, if you don't mind. Zbigniew, you're on mute. If you could please unmute.
Hello.
If you hear us.
Hi, I am here.
Okay.
Okay,
Are you
sharing
sharing your
screen.
screen with us?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Okay. Oh. Okay, do you see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay.
But it should be up by now. So if you could maybe try again.
Okay. Okay, I'll try again.
For now, we cannot see it. I'm not sure if you're already confirmed and clicked share.
I don't have this share button available, unfortunately. I mean, it's disabled. Or could we change order and I'll try to solve it in the next
Sure.
5 minutes or so? Okay, so
Okay, in this case, Gergana is ready. Okay, Gergana, can you share the screen? Instead, yes. Can you share the screen? So we are changing the order.
Do you see my presentation? Sorry.
Not
No,
yet.
Hi.
Oh, yes, we
Can
can.
you, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Okay, it's full screen.
No, I can't hear anything.
And I am starting the clock right now. You've got 3
Can you?
minutes.
Jesus.
Just go
No,
to your
don't forgive me.
presentation.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go to your presentation. Go full screen. And you
I can't hear anything.
You don't hear us?
Sorry, I can't hear anything. But I can't.
Well. So that's tricky. I'm not sure why the okay. We will instruct Gergana what to do on the chat, and I can see Itamar ready. Yes, maybe you will be able to hear us and share your screen.
Can you guys hear me? Yes?
Yes, we can.
That's great. And I can hear you, so that's already a good start. And I'll share screen. Hopefully it will work. Okay.
Okay, we can see your screen.
That is great.
Okay, I'm setting the clock to 3 minutes, and you can start now.
Sounds good. So, hi everyone. First of all, thank you for having me. My name is Itamar Zabari, and I'm from Astrotectonic, and I'm here to discuss and share a little bit about our platform. So, our platform deals with one of the biggest problems on the planet that is with us since dawn of time, which is earthquakes. Earthquakes has brought civilizations to their knees, wiped up cities, and till this day causing a lot of issues. For example, the nuclear meltdown in Japan. And it seems that this holy grail has been out of reach so far. So how we differ ourselves from anyone else? While other researchers and startups and companies, what they do is they take one of those fields and they try to tackle and try to detect earthquakes using one channel. Astro Tectonic is here in order to unite all of those channels into a multi-channel approach, and using an AI, analyze all of those channels, all of the patterns, and then conclude if an earthquake is coming or not. But moreover, what we have found in astrotectonic is that there are correlation between cosmic rays and earthquakes. Right now, we actually have data that shows a good correlation between earthquakes and anomalies in cosmic rays. And we have decided to start approaching earthquakes from that direction and then move on to unite all other channels. A little bit about cosmic rays. Radiation, it's the radiation that reaches the Earth and can have an energy of up to 1 million times greater than the particles produced in terrestrial accelerators. And therefore, it's very easy to detect and distinguish. But unfortunately, till I would say recent times, there was not a lot of research around them and the use that they can be for us. So what is a problem that cosmic rays create? They have impact on EE components in spacecrafts, and I know I come from space-oriented startups, and therefore there are a lot of things that are being done for spacecrafts in order to avoid the influence of cosmic radiation. Space medicine, for example, cosmic radiation causes issues such as for forgetfulness. They can cause people to lose conscience. And if SpaceX would like to reach Mars at some day, they will have to deal with it at a very deep level. And then, of course, seismology, earthquakes, nature, cosmic rays as an additional channel for earthquake occurrences. So this is where we come in. And what are we doing that is different than what is going on today? So right now there are very little number of cosmic rays detectors around the world, which doesn't give enough inputs. Two, it's too expensive and massive, and requires massive observatories. Three, it's difficult to expand such observatories, and four, lack of mobility. If you would like to move from one place to another and detect cosmic radiation and cosmic rays from different places, it's very hard to do, to the point of impossible with the existing observatories. So at our first phase, what we have decided to do is essentially manufacture our own cosmic ray detector, which will allow us to receive more accurate readings on cosmic rays. And we'll be able to offer it to institutes throughout the world. And we know that there is a need for that. We already have 2 partners that are interested in our products. And the features of the cosmic ray detectors are it's portable, compact, easy to use, has an extensive measurement functionality. We build it in a modular way, which we can then extend. It's highly sensitive, and it's low production cost. So for example, if today a cosmic ray detector costs about $10,000, then our cosmic ray detector can cost about $2,000 to $4,000 with a hefty margin. Profit margin.
Just letting you know, we are already in the Q&A and we've got 2 minutes left.
Okay. So I will jump over this. In our team, we have gathered people who fit to what we're doing. We have 2 scientists, astrophysicists, software, hardware specialists, detector specialists, and designers. And the end product should be, our vision is that if an earthquake is coming, people will receive a link to their phones. With a click on that, they will know exactly where to evacuate. And we would like to partner with institutes such as government institutes and insurance companies. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any questions? We still have over 1 minute.
I would just ask a really simple question because my firm is very science and tech first. Why, can you explain to me why does cosmic radiation have an effect on the seismology and tectonic shifts?
So, so essentially, it's quite the opposite. The shifts actually affect the magnetic field of Earth, and the magnetic field of Earth then affects the cosmic rays, the cosmic radiation, cosmic rays, and then because of that, we can actually detect shifts in the cosmic rays. And by doing that in a very cheap way, we can essentially gather enough information, enough data to conclude if, let's say, an earthquake is coming or not. That's the direction.
Hi, can I ask, using your platform and technology, how much earlier can you predict an earthquake than the current state of the art? And what's the value of being able to predict an earthquake an hour quicker?
So, so I'm going to be very careful about that because essentially what we've seen is that we can detect it from 10 minutes up to even a day before, right? But we still need to work the numbers. And the difference between, let's say, a couple of seconds that you have today to 10 minutes is 10 seconds, holy shit, it's coming, mind my language, and try to hide somewhere. And 10 minutes, you can finish your coffee and evacuate yourself safely. And the impact on life and for example, in Japan, if they would have known 10 minutes before it's coming, they could have probably shut down the nuclear reactors. And this is the impact that we're talking about.
Thank you, Itamar. Unfortunately, I have to stop you here because we ran out of time. So thanks a lot. If you'd like to drop some links, make sure to go to Hopin and do so.
I haven't received the Hopin. I haven't received the Hopin invite, so I am not sure I'll be able to join. So if someone can help me
just
go
write
into that
to
platform,
the customer service of Wolf Summit, and they will surely help you. Thanks
Sounds
a lot.
great.
And now we will try again with Zbigniew. Okay, we can see your presentation. I'm setting the clock to 3 minutes, hoping you can hear me. And you can start now. You're muted. Could you please unmute, Zbigniew?
Okay, now. Okay, so hi, I'm going to talk about precision agriculture and fertilizing in particular. So there is a common process in agriculture called soil sampling. It's complete rubbish because it's expensive, non-scalable, time-consuming, and most of all, it is based on labor work. However, farmers need to do it because they need to extract the information about their soil quality. So they have to do it, but it's very complicated. What we are proposing a complete remote solution, which is effectively cheaper per hectare. It's fully automated. It's scalable for large areas, and by large, I mean dozens of thousands of hectares at once, and is much more precise. And we do it using hyperspectral images, either satellite or airborne, and we analyze those images with our own models to extract exactly the same information farmers need to know their soil. And it just results in savings on fertilizers, basically, for the end users. So they can save up to 35 euros per hectare per year, or 46 kilos of fertilizers less per hectare per year, which is significant for them. So we are going to sell this via distributors. We already have a few arrangements with companies who distribute machineries to end users, operating in countries like Poland, Czechia, and Slovakia. Czechia and Slovakia, they may not be huge countries, but they are very attractive from an agricultural perspective because they are very consolidated. We also have test clients in Poland and UK, big clients from the Spirit International Group. And we think, compared to competition, we think we are cheaper per hectare, and we can analyze much more. The area we analyze is much more bigger than the other solutions. And we've been working on this with a team we know each other for years. We've got different competences and different experiences. And yeah, the interesting part. So the total market, global market, would be around 7 billion euros. However, we are thinking about Europe in the first place, and big farms in Europe is a target of 200 million euros. And why Europe? Because there's a huge booster in Europe called Green Deal, which has an explicit goal of reducing the chemical products in agriculture by 50% for the next 10 years. So it's a great place to start. And we are predicting this kind of revenues in the upcoming years. The business model would be simple as pay per hectare. So hectares analyzed and then revenues. And we have already invested 150K and got a grant from European Space Agency, and we're seeking for 500K. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Just in time, we can move on to the questions. Who'd like to start?
I would have a question. So basically, you can analyze the soil using the satellites, or how does that work? Basically, you're able to do it with any kind of piece of land from the space. Analyze what kind of land is that?
We use hyperspectral data, which is a special kind of data. So this kind of data, they have much more information, and then we analyze this huge amount of information. And what we need to have from space, we need to see a bare soil. So clouds are problems. However, we also have a algorithm for airborne data. So if there are clouds, we just send an airborne. We have airborne data, but for satellites, clouds are always a problem. And we analyze those images, special images, and then extract the information from those images about the soil quality. We've already tested. Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What's the correlation between the accuracy of the data that you're getting compared to physical sampling?
Yeah, we have compared that with physical samples, and the accuracy around for now it's from last season we had accuracy about 65-70%, which may not be great. However, it is almost good enough for the market. So if we reach 80%, which I'm hoping to do it this year or next year, then it will be enough to be good enough solution for them.
And one more question. So basically, you already have the customers who are willing to pay the €5 per 1 hectare.
We have test clients. This year they don't pay us now. It's effectively a free trial for them because they need to convince themselves it actually works. So it's a matter of credibility. But no, they don't pay. But they will pay starting next season.
Are you reliant on publicly available sources of data, or can you develop your own hyperspectral data?
We have our own data. So we have a license from Italian Space Agency who operates one satellite, hyperspectral satellite, and we have a service provider, this airborne service provider with hyperspectral cameras, and we also have our own hyperspectral camera.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Over 1 minute to go. Any other questions?
If I'm not being greedy, I have one more. So you mentioned the problem is cloud cover, and clearly that's for high altitude sampling. Can you take images from much lower? So, for example, on the top of a tractor, for example.
We could, but it doesn't make sense from a business perspective because the tractor will just cover a very small area. However, we have the plane. So the plane goes at altitude from 1 to 2 or 3 kilometers, which is usually below the clouds.
Or a drone.
Or a drone, but drone is, again, not feasible from a business perspective because it's too small area to analyze.
Okay.
So plane is really cheap, to be honest.
No, I like you already have the private jet. I like it.
It's yeah.
No, I'm the only thing I'm a bit worried is the €5 per hectare. I'm not sure, whether this will be market validated. So that is something I would definitely wait for. Otherwise, I think it's quite scalable because basically, it's just taking pictures from above, and then you can apply it to anything. So that is something that I very much like. I would just like to see, the next step, that actually the farmers are going to pay for it, because at this stage, I believe, farmers are usually very, very tight on margins and everything, so they're not really open to spending cash on this.
They spending cash on soil sampling anyway, so it's just replacing the service. But
also they're very conservative, so you need to really explain them well.
Yeah, I get your point.
Thanks a lot. We ran out of time. If you'd like to share links to your website or your email address for interested, then go to Hopin and let us know there. So thanks a lot, Zbigniew. And now we'll try to join with Gergana again. Hello.
Hi again. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great, and I can hear you. Sorry about the first. Hopefully you didn't hear me swear too much.
No problem. This happens during online events. Don't worry. You've got 3 minutes and start now.
Great. Well, first of all, thank you for staying late to hear us out. My name is Gergana, and I'm going to tell you all about Lamon, our 100% biodegradable and compostable laminating and packaging foils. Now, both founders have been working in the print sector for quite a few years, and we've been well aware of the amount of plastic that's used there. The biggest problem is laminating films. It's a thin layer of see-through plastic that's used to seal and preserve paper and cardboard, packaging, advertising materials, almost everything. The biggest problem, though, is that once applied to paper and cardboard, the whole product ends up almost impossible to recycle. So not only are we using tons of petroleum-based plastic that takes hundreds of years to disintegrate, we are also wasting the paper and cardboard resources. Similar is the problem with clear packaging foils. They're rarely recycled because they're low-density plastics, and because of the way they're used, they rarely end up in the plastic bins. So we just create a lot of trash that we have no idea how to actually work with. So we developed a recipe to produce biodegradable foils based on polylactic acid, which is a biopolymer derived from corn. Lamon is our 100% biodegradable laminating film. It looks and feels the same as the current solutions. It's applied on the standard machines, and the biggest thing, it's a very affordable price. As for Pacon, our packaging foil, it shares the same features. Again, degradable, compostable, cheaper than the alternatives. But we also developed an oxygen barrier that allows us to package foods. And the great thing is we already certified it as food safe. So we are targeting 2 markets that do overlap a lot, but the biggest thing that's in common is that they're both huge markets and they're constantly growing. We are now 1 step away from the market. We are waiting for the official certification for biodegradability to come through. And we also need a little bit of a financial push in order to launch both products, Lamon and Pacon. And after that, we're going to need another investment to scale up fast and lock our clients by the end of the year. It's a good business, but it's not only that. It's also a way for us to actually change our industry. We are really passionate about print specifically, and we do want to move it in greener fields. So it is, it's also a passion project, not just a smart business. And the core team has all we need to pull it off. We share experience in chemistry, print, and entrepreneurship. And as I mentioned, really a lot of passion to actually make a difference. So that's what we need. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Now we can move on straight to the Q&A. Are there any questions from our judges?
I have one, if you don't mind. So can you please talk about a little bit about your competitors? Because I saw a few similar solutions, and I would love to hear a few words about them from you.
Sure. To be honest, our biggest competitors are the petroleum-based laminating and packaging foils because they are still quite cheap. Although petroleum-based plastics are getting more expensive, it's still the biggest competition for us. So companies that kind of have the home market like Tagleaf, they are the biggest competition. There are some PLA-based specifically solutions on the market, but they are 3 to 5 times more expensive than our product. And also the foils are a lot more brittle than ours. The way we developed our recipe was specifically to actually answer the needs of both sectors, both print and packaging. So our foil is more durable than everything that we've tested so far from the competition.
Okay, thank you.
Basically, I have a very similar question, so I just want to confirm. So basically, your solution is the same price, or price-wise, on a petroleum-based packaging. How do you see on that? Because I like the idea. The material will be very, very useful. I'm just afraid it would be way too expensive for mass production at this point.
We are aiming for the same price range as the petroleum-based solutions, and not the other compostable solutions. So we are aiming for that price. We are almost there. The more we scale, the easier it will be to actually lower the price a little bit more.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Gurkana. Can I ask a question about manufacturing? How are you going to move from mixing up a recipe in your lab to volume manufacturing?
We are already working with subcontractors. We've been out of the lab for a while now, and we've done pilot testing. We are going to continue with our subcontractors for at least 1 year, but we also just rented our little production site, and we are moving some machines over there, and hopefully we'll be able to get our own extrusion machine by the end of the year.
And the $500,000 investment, will that cover all of that expenditure?
Yeah, mostly that machine, that one big machine, yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you.
We did get an angel investment in the beginning of 2020 that allowed us to get some of the machines and also launch the pilot testing series.
Okay, great.
And just another question when it comes to scaling. I mean, once you have a big customer who needs a lot of packaging, how fast are you able to scale up this production if necessary? I mean, I can imagine if you take the consumption of Unilever at one point, then.
Yeah, that's the biggest challenge for us right now. That's why we want to move really fast once we launch. Mostly because we've been having quite a lot of inquiries from various customers, and we already can't really keep up. So we want to be able to scale fast. That's why we're going to continue working with our subcontractor because they do have huge machines that can produce over 1 ton per hour. So we're going to continue using that, even though it's more expensive for us.
Just from my perspective, this is the two biggest risks. Is the first that you will not be able to fit, to fit the market the way it needs to be fitted, and also the second is the pricing. So otherwise, I like it quite well.
Thank you. Well, we have solutions for both. Pricing is low. It's going to be, we have smaller margin now. Once we can move the whole production under our own roof, then the margins will, of course, grow and will be easier for us to sustain ourselves. So we are going to keep the price low, even at the beginning. And then we are going to scale a little bit slower if we don't have the funding. If we have the funding, we can order the machine straight away. We're going to scale up faster. But in any case, we're going to be able to produce quite a lot with subcontractors.
Thanks a lot, Gurkana. We ran out of time. We have to be fair with other startups. 3 minutes pitch, 4 minutes Q&A. So thanks a lot. I'm glad that you made it to rejoin and share your presentation with us. So thanks a lot for joining us. All right, so we still have some time left. We've got actually 6 minutes. So if you don't mind, we can do a little reverse pitch if you'd like to let the viewers, which I believe are mostly startups and also, investors, corporate representatives. What are you looking for at Wolf Summit, and who should reach out to you? And so who'd like to start? Maybe David, if you'd like to let us know. JNT Ventures, what kind of startups are you looking for?
Okay, so basically JNT Ventures, we are a fund based in Prague. We have 50 million under management. Our tickets are from a seed to Series A, so basically 250,000 to 2.5 million. We can invest with the follow-up investments up to $5 million or $4 million. Basically, what we are looking for is a strong team, a startup with the ideally product ready and with the ready to do the market launch and with some initial customers. That's our ideal stage. And when it comes to the type of startups, well, we are industry agnostic and we are looking mostly for technology. If there is some kind of hardware included, that's fine as well. However, it needs to be somehow balanced. Purely hardware startups, we are not really investing. So that's something what we are doing. When it comes to geography, we are doing CEE region as an SEE region. So this is our sweet spot.
Okay, thanks. Thanks a lot. Andrew, would you like to go next and let us know a bit more about you?
Sure. So I'll describe a little bit about Wake Up Capital, which is an Irish-based impact venture fund. We're looking to invest in Ireland, the UK, Netherlands primarily, but also kind of opportunistically anywhere in Europe or the Baltics. We're focused on three key areas. We're generally technology agnostic, but really have an interest in sustainable production and consumption, which would include circular economy, renewable energies, health equity, which would include telemedicine, which is clearly becoming something that's attractive at the moment, and then inclusive and accessible services. So we look at seed and Series A sort of funding sizes.
Thanks a lot.
And importantly, I suppose what's important to us is the companies can actually demonstrate and measure and track their impact against the usual UN Sustainable Development Goals. So that's really important to us, is those impact metrics.
Okay, thanks a lot. Moving on to Wesley. Sunshine is beautiful on your end. It's probably early in the morning for you, right?
It's actually noon here in San Francisco. A little bit about IndieBio. So we are in a 4.5-month accelerator. We're technically the smallest check in the venture business, but the largest check in the accelerated business. Our check sizes go from $250,000 US. And once you're in the program, you can get up to $500,000 US. And we are a science and tech focused firm first. We do anything from planetary health to human health. Those are our two main missions. And if you were to apply to us, you can go to our website. You can expect a very technological and scientific deep dive in all of our multiple interviews with you. So be prepared for that.
All right. Thank you so much. And Gergo, over to you. Tell us more about Startup Campus and who you're looking for at Wolf Summit.
Yeah, well, similar to David, we are a Central European VC firm, actually a Central European headquartered in the Central European region in Hungary. So mostly we are looking for Hungarian companies or companies are willing to locate to the CE. And besides that, we have the accelerator programs. So we have locations in Berlin, London. I'm overseeing the UK operations as well as the Middle East. So what we are doing here, we're supporting the startups from the very early idea stage to the global expansion. And I'm looking for exciting opportunities, motivated teams, passionate individuals as the fellow investors in this panel.
All right. Thank you so much. So thanks for joining us here. It's actually the last session of the day. So one more time, big thanks to Wesley Dang from IndieBio, Gergo Gulias from Startup Campus, Andrew Parish from Wake Up Capital and IDLF, and David Polach from JNT Ventures. Thank you very much for joining us, and have fun at the rest of the conference. And now a few words to close with. Actually, not the whole semi-finals of the Great Pitch Contest, but just the first part. It's actually the first time that we are doing this in 2 days because the number of startups has grown from around 50 to 100. So we've got 100 startups pitching. So today we've seen 10 sessions, different sectors in each session. It's going to happen tomorrow as well. So stay in tune with us tomorrow from 9 a.m. CET timing. And just before I wrap up this session, I would like to let you know who the awards are from, because there are many this edition. So it's going to be from AI Startup Incubator for an AI startup, from HubSpot, from Startup Grind, Plugin Foundation, Navispace, SOSV, Edworking Co., Next Tech Now by Publicis Group. But I will let you know what they are exactly tomorrow during the awards ceremony, when we will be letting you know who won which award, which startup won which award. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow, 9 a.m. Thank you so much for today, and see you tomorrow.